going to try and do this. I'm going to walk in. I've got 2 things I got to carry there. I got the dog food and the thing on my back. I'm going to walk in, I'm going to set the camera up, and I'm going to start doing this real time for you and talk right through it. So let's go to the woods. Whew. All right. It's what we call stand T1 for Travis. Let's get this done. Start right away. I'm going to unpack everything, unload, get everything separated, and then we'll start with the tank, the food, and well, before I do the food, I'll probably get the camera up. So let's do it. You know what? That's there right now. Why don't I hang the camera right away? Pardon me for a second. Again, I'm going to keep it in real time, guys. Even though I'm out of frame, I'll turn this around and show you where it is at, well, just before I leave. I'll put a little stick in behind that. Angle it down just a little more. And we'll have to turn that on before I leave. All right. Interesting. Don't have a shot there. You never quite remember everything the way you think you do. I'm going to put it on this side. I went and bought some real straps because I didn't like the dollar store ones. Sorry, Mike. That's just one of those things. Those dollar store ones, after they weather a little bit, I just don't like them. So I went and they were $4 a strap. Just so you all know, $4 a strap at the dollar store. And these were on 4 for $32. So yeah, I spent more money. No denying. All right, that. All right, let's do it. So it's going to be there. I wasn't so hard using the barrel just to keep it up off a little bit. the ones that, yeah, I bought orange because they were the ones that were on sale. Green and black weren't on sale. I don't think that's going anywhere. All right, that's tied up out of the way. Yeah, let's fill that up. So, I went and bought a 20 liter with a spout. And on my way up, I stopped at a friend's place who uses fryer grease in the restaurant. And he has a bunch of fryer grease that's picked up, recyclable, but it's got a grate on it. No way for me to I couldn't dip and get any because it was a grill across it. So I left the 20 liter jug with him. They change it every Sunday, so I'll come up next week. I'll have a new one. But I got lucky. My good friend Woody has been saving his fryer grease for me. Dropped it off to me this summer. So I've got 1 and 2 more in here. Oh, I lied, 3 more in here. So very fortunate. So I'm going to put I put some of the Gold Rush into this one. I'm going to pour it in first, and then I'm going to pour these remainder ones in. I think they're 2 liters each, so you should take all of it. But yes, had I known, I would have brought a funnel. But I thought I was going to fill up the 20 liter at the restaurant and then bring it up, but I couldn't get to it. So I got to wait till Sunday, and they're going to fill it up for me. So, good times in the Maritimes here, boys. Oh. That wasn't so bad. I made a little bit of a mess, but I think that's to be expected. That little bit rolling down isn't a bad thing, I suppose. It'll attract them. These are 3 liters each. That's excellent. Two. Let me say again, Woody, thank you. You know what? When you have friends who understand and share your passion for hunting, they'll often put you before them. Now, Woody has, for the most part, I mean, he doesn't bait bears or anything like that, but he still manages to get out and hunt, and him and Tony both, they've been doing it for so long. That's that glug 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 that Mike talked about. I can see trying to use the smaller spout to get it in rather than the larger ones. You know, it creates a little bit of a suction, a vacuum coming out of the bottle, so it must do the same thing coming out of this thing. All right. So, I was trying to give this some thought. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get all the way around the tree or not. I think I can. Should have done that before I put this in. Watch for tree branches. There, just enough. Voila! All right, now I've got my regular work to do. Probably put that top one. Go. Sealed. This barrel has seen better days. When you're putting your logs in your barrel, be careful. Have them all angle out rather than any that you're jamming in and are angled in. When it rains, it'll take the water into the barrel and it'll make the food go bad quicker. I just find the bears like the crunch of the dog food, and when it gets soft, they don't like it as much. So it's not that they won't eat it, but try to keep it dry, fresh, and they seem to like it better. Right here at this site, that's always been the case. So, normally, right at the very first bait, we try to put a little more food in than we normally do. In this case, usually it was about half a bag, but because we waited longer this year, we've all put in a full bag, and we're running 4 baits this year. But we're 2 weeks later baiting, at least. Then we have the latest before. So we're happy to put in a little bit extra now. Should have left that knife out. I do love my Leatherman. I'm gonna smell sweet when I get home. Yeah, it depends how much I sweat later. So, full bag. And our ratio has always been 1 bag to 1 bag of dog food for the ice and sugar. And usually 1 packet of Jello per half bag. But I'm not too concerned. Whew, smells good. Did I mention that my wife decided we'd watch Cocaine Bear last night? So white smoke coming up in my face. Bear's likely in the neighborhood, but I doubt they've been too much in here, except to just check to see if there was food on occasion. Cocaine Bear! Throw the top on. And then the last little pièce de résistance. I speak better French than that, but this is the leftover from when Dave was up baiting the other 3 sites. A little bit of vegetable oil, and every liter of vegetable oil, we put a cap full of Gold Rush in from North Woods products. And we just saturate the area. And I smell caramel already. Get that up in the air a little bit. I like doing a ground. That's that pad that we were talking about, that ground level. And that way while they're in here, even if they don't bust out the bait, they just sniff around. They're gonna get some on their feet. And then trape that through the woods and advertise it to other bears. And if they do get in there, nice to have it on the barrel because they'll rub up against it, their shoulders. The smaller bears will get their heads right in the hole, unfortunately, and they'll get all over their shoulders and everything. Let's try to bring our attention to the tank. I forgot the peanut butter, Mike. And not only did I forget the peanut butter when I was leaving the house, I stopped in to see my buddy at the store, and I forgot to buy it again. So that's a great thing about buying one of these spray bottles. You can get it up into the, get it up into the trees a little bit. Allow that wind to really kind of take it around. All right. Got the last little bit that was mixed up this weekend. Done. First one of the year done, complete. I think it's important to try and get it smelling the way you think you want it to smell. Some guys are stink baits. I'm a caramel sweet guy, but my stand, I'll show you. And man, with the trees that came down in here, I am daylighted like crazy. However, it's a little bit of laziness, I think, in my part. Take the gloves off before I touch my camera. Get that ready to go. Turn my camera on. Something's walking around out there. And we are rocking and rolling. All right, so real quick, I'll show you. My camera's right there. You can see all these trees came down in that blow last year, and my stand is right there. So this time of day, I got a little bit of sun on me. Luckily, I'm on the back side of the tree. That is ready to rock and roll. Thank you, Mike. I'm going to love doing this and seeing what it does. I have set the camera to video, so let's see what happens. To the woods. All right, boys and girls, so I'm back in the truck. I got the air conditioning blowing a little bit. It is warm, it's, you know, up around 23, 24 degrees out here today. And that only took, what, 20 minutes? I think when I look back, the whole video was about 22 minutes while I was in there from start to finish. That's pretty simple. That's the first time in too, so, you know, I had to do everything a little bit more than what I might usually do. Certainly getting something with a spout in order to bring the grease in, that's already apparent that would be easier. Although what I just did was 12 liters I think I took in 3-liter things that Woody offered me. And I did put a little bit of the Gold Rush in that. And we've been using Gold Rush up here probably, I don't know if it's been 6, 7, maybe. Betting probably 7 years we've been using it. And so it works quite well up here, or it certainly has for me. And it certainly brings the bears in. And we've been using that dog food for about, again, probably close to 6 years, just that mixture. And we don't, like I said, usually we don't put that, usually a full bag does 3 baits. We divide it in thirds, and the same thing with the icing sugar and Jello. So, you know, that goes a long way when you're looking at probably all of that. It's somewhere in the 30, 35, well, it's probably close to 35 now. $35 split between 3 baits. So it's a, you know, it's under $15 per bait. Every time you bait it, I mean. So, yeah. And I'm really looking forward to getting the videos and seeing, because they're used to the hard bait, and it's the same thing. They've always had that in there. They're become a little bit of accustomed to it. So it'll be interesting to see how much they're drawn to the Mach I and the oil in it, rather than hitting the hard bait. Or does the hard bait run out and then they go over to it? Or do they ignore it altogether? Or do they start ignoring the hard bait altogether? It's going to be interesting. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. That's it for today. What are we? August, I think we're August 21st. I might be lying. It's a Tuesday. I think that's right. Anyway, all right. To the woods, everybody. Have a great season. We'll get you some updates as soon as I have them. To the woods.